Meghan Markle still battles the ongoing battle of being labelled a difficult diva, difficult duchess, and of course by former employees, well, things are getting a little bit tricky, mainly because the ambition, the dream, whatever she had, is now starting to unravel. Some people might suggest, of course, it's her own fault and she should have stuck to the rules and perhaps been a little bit more kinder, as they say in the world of Hollywood, on the way up to those on the way down. We told you recently about how Meghan was very stunned, shocked, surprised, whatever you want to call it, about the inability to have received an interview to something that she felt would have been further fetch for her sparkling career. You see, don't forget, a couple of years ago, she starred in a video and a message with the former royal known as Prince Harry, reminding us all to get out there and vote. We know her political leanings. She couldn't be bothered to meet, at the time, the President of the United States alongside our wonderful monarch at Buckingham Palace. Couldn't be bothered with that. What she wanted was something like this. But now it seems that her partner in crime, as it were, well, things are unravelling and it's not looking pretty. Let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time. It is always good to share these stories. It's difficult, isn't it? You see, when you are a celebrity, as I often say here on the show, it doesn't matter what you do, what you say, or how you behave. Everything eventually comes back to haunt you. And the bottom line is, the bigger problem is that what do you do when things start to go wrong? Because everything now in the digital world is there. Everybody can see your story and whatever you've done, you know, and it's happening over here, for instance. All of those MPs that voted against giving the winter fuel allowance are now being highlighted every single day on social media. You can't escape it. That's the world we now live in. The problem, you see, for Meghan, as you can imagine, she desperately wanted to align herself with the Democrats, you know, and the bottom line was she hoped to get alongside Kamala Harris, who seemingly is having a very rough time being interviewed, even by her chum, Oprah Winfrey. A rambling set of incoherent answers and literally no idea exactly how to engage the audience. So much so, people were suggesting some rather unsavoury things behind the scenes. But Meghan, as I said, was very keen in one form or another to be either seated in the audience or asked to speak, maybe introduce both ladies. That was really the idea that was muted around, as ever we have to say allegedly. But given the fact that her rating over in Hollywood now has plummeted to such a degree that, well, people really do want to keep away, if that wasn't enough, there's now this problem. And apparently, according to a very well-placed source, the reason why Meghan has been kept away is simply because of the celebrity endorsement. We told you about Taylor Swift, and recently, of course, pop supremo Janet Jackson came out and questioned the heritage of Kamala Harris, which was a rather shocking thing because Janet tends to keep herself to herself. But it's actually Prince Harry that's the problem now for Meghan Markle, because they don't want the highlighted thing of, if you remember, Prince Harry pointing out how the amendment was bonkers and he didn't understand it, and they don't want any negativity. And so consequently, Harry's message, whether it be well-meaning or not, whichever way you want to take it, well, it doesn't play out well. And this apparently is now being fed back to the former royal known as the Duchess of Sussex. And she's hit the roof, as you can imagine. You see, she's always been very careful about what she says in public. Harry, a little bit loose-tongued, does genuinely say what he thinks, whether you like it or not. And this particular instance saw his popularity in America plummet to an all-time low. Moving forward, whether they dare risk it now with Meghan Markle remains to be seen. The other side of the coin is this: she could do it independently, but as I told you, there will be calls for her title to be fully stripped if she becomes politically active. And she's already done that by writing letters to senators and all sorts of people. But even her one-time chum, Gavin Newsom, has apparently remained silent in California, an area she thought he may come out and support her regarding the bullying claims in The Hollywood Reporter. Sadly though for her, things are not going her way, and it looks like a vote with Meghan involved is a vote too far. Either way, it's not playing out well. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.